What's up everybody, it's Chasin J Miles, and are you finally ready to go out there and list some homes? In real estate, listings are leverage. The person with the most listings tends to make the most money, and so you should always want to go after listings as a real estate agent. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what you need to do and how to do it so that you can be prepared for your next listing presentation. Any successful agent who lists properties, they will tell you time and time again that they have a process and they have a full-on presentation that they do at listing appointments. The first thing that you want to do to prepare yourself for any listing appointment is to run some comps. And it may seem like an obvious, but you want to do this ahead of time, even before you do the next step that I'm going to tell you. When you're running comps, you need to see what properties have sold in the area. You need to see what's active. If you have good relationships with other agents who may have listings in the area, see if they have anything coming soon or what type of activity they've been experiencing on their listing. See what's pending, see what's been canceled, expired. You want to know exactly what's going on around that actual home. You don't have to know the exact values and everything yet, but at least run these comps, pull them and print them out, because that's going to take you into our next step, which is step 2 to prepare for your listing appointment, and that's to survey the neighborhood. Now, what I mean by survey the neighborhood, I mean actually getting out, driving around, for one, finding the house that you're going to be having this listing appointment at, and then secondly, finding all the homes on those comp sheets. Go around, see what they look like on the outside, see what the active ones look like, see what the expired ones look like. Drive around the neighborhood, see if you see any for sale by owners. See if you see anyone who may be looking like they're preparing to list. See if you see any homes that look like they've been abandoned. You want to know what's going on in that neighborhood. Honestly, what separates yeses from nos in listing appointments is the knowledge and the confidence of the actual agent. I was just speaking to one of my coaching students about this morning, about how the one who is the most knowledgeable and the most confident tends to most times get that listing. And so if you can walk into that listing presentation and that appointment knowledgeable about what's going on in the neighborhood, not just what's on that paper, but because you've surveyed the neighborhood, you've driven around, you've actually seen these houses, it's going to automatically set you apart. The next thing that you want to do to prepare yourself for a listing appointment is to send, or you can drop off, a pre-listing packet. Since you're going to be surveying the neighborhood anyway, you can drop off that pre-listing packet on their door, put it in a nice big envelope, to go ahead and introduce yourself to them, to let them know ahead of time who you are, what you have to offer, maybe your track record, any awards. Give them a hint of what they're set to see in that appointment. You can even put in the comps if you want. You can put in, like I put in mine, the seller's disclosure. I put in there a few documents. I want them to be as prepared as possible for when I show up. Not only do I personally give a pre-listing packet, but I also send a pre-listing video. So I send them a video telling them what to have prepared when I come in for my appointment. So that's another thing that you can do. And 9 times out of 10, this is going to set you apart from other agents, because I promise you, a lot of other agents aren't doing pre-listing packets. Set yourself apart and do this. Trust me, it goes a long way. Something I want to know, and you can let me know down in the comments, have you ever been shocked by the way that a home looks in person versus what it looked like online? Like when you're running comps and then you actually go out there and survey the neighborhood and some of those homes look completely different from what you see online. Let me know, or am I the only one who that's ever happened to? Now, before I get too carried away, number 4, you want to go ahead and put the actual listing presentation together. So your full-on listing presentation, this is going to have all of your comps. This is going to have your listing documents. Yes, even though we all use DocuSign and electronic signatures, still bring hard copies of the documents so that you can close them in person. You want to bring your full-on listing presentation book. So if you have a book that you present to them and you set the table, bring all that with you. Also, bring your marketing plan. Make a specific marketing plan for each property. Even though it may be different, still print them a marketing plan with their address on there. Bring examples of the things that you're going to be telling them that you're going to do to their property. If you're going to get professional photography, bring examples of the professional photography. If you're going to get brochures printed, bring examples of the brochures. People believe you when they can actually see it there and they can feel it and touch it. So it goes a long way. Bring examples during your actual listing presentation. So my next step, and a lot of people don't do this, but surprisingly this goes a long way as well. Go ahead, schedule your photographer and your stager to come out the same day of your listing presentation. Here's why I do that. Something tends to happen when you have a great listing presentation and the home is ready to go, and you let the sellers know that you have your photographer and your stager coming in 2 hours later or an hour later. Now, of course, you can always cancel these appointments if you need to, but if the home is ready and they're ready, you can get the ball rolling, especially if it's a home that's kind of far out and you don't want to drive out there a lot of times. Have your people ready to go. It lets them know that you are so prepared. You have people on your team, you have people on your side ready to go, ready to knock this listing out, and you are about it. So have your photographer, have your stager, if you use a stager, have them on standby ready to go the same day of your listing presentation.